how to care for a loved one with Parkinson's and the signs to look out for.
And how a new tax on imports will affect how you go green. NBC 39 News begins now. New taxes on imports means more expensive green energy. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Egbert.
I'm Sarah Blakely. NBC 39's Caitlin MEDEARIS has more on President Trump's orders and what it means for local solar power.
I am taking action to impose safeguard tariffs on imported residential washing machines and all solar products.
In Trump's first major action on trade, he has signed orders placing tariffs on imported washing machines and solar panels, with washers now having a tariff of up to 50% and solar panels starting at 30%. With higher prices come fewer consumer choices, which may cause thousands of Americans to lose jobs. However, one local solar energy company says for them, the tariff is a good thing.
The solar panel business here in Jackson is relatively slow. Partially because there's a lack of education on the consumer's part, and I think it will grow in the future as people learn more about it, assuming that the utilities don't do things that negatively impact the ability to sell back excess power.
Right now, solar energy systems through Mainstream Green Solutions start around $4 a watt for residential homes. In Jackson, though, the company says it will take more locals learning about the benefits of alternative energy for their business to take off.
We offer both American-made and imported panels to every customer, and there is a little bit of a price difference. So I see this tariff actually as closing that price difference, leveling the playing field somewhat. People who are looking for just the lowest cost may be turned away, but people who are looking for the long term hopefully will stay with it.
Trump says this move is part of his America First agenda. The tariffs are set to phase out after 3 or 4 years. In Jackson, Caitlin MEDEARIS for NBC 39 News.
Our chief meteorologist Chris Summers is here with a look at our forecast. Another mild one out there.
Yeah, definitely enjoying some nice warm weather across our area. Temperature-wise, we're getting back above where we should be this time of year with highs in the upper 40s and low 50s, maybe only by a few degrees or so, but still seeing those temperatures getting back above our normal highs here in January is always some good news. And looks like even warmer weather comes in for your Thursday and Friday as our highs get very close to 60 here in West Tennessee. Taking a look at our high temperatures today, then we're basically staying mid to upper 40s to low 50s across much of the states. 50 degrees a high in Parsons, 46 degrees in Paris, 49 in Milan, 50 degrees a high here in Jackson, and 47 in Dyersburg. Our evening forecast, a lot of clear skies. That will allow temperatures to drop back into the 30s pretty quickly. And by 9 o'clock, we'll be at 37, then back to 35 by 11 o'clock with mainly clear skies with our south-southwest winds under 5 miles per hour. Eventually getting back a little bit below freezing early tomorrow morning, but looks like more sunshine. A little breeze out there on Thursday should get us back near 50 to 55 by Thursday afternoon. And we'll talk more about that along with a chance for rain for the weekend. And we'll do that with your local forecast in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Singer Neil Diamond announced Monday he will be retiring from his music career due to being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
NBC 39's Jackson Overstreet talked with West Tennessee Health about signs that you can be looking out for with your loved ones and the support they can receive.
Around 1 million people in the U.S. live with Parkinson's disease. For those of you who may be dealing with the disease or have a family member who is, there is some help in the Jackson area.
The main purpose of the support group is to provide education, advocacy for Parkinson's patients and family members, to help link them with community resources, and also just to be able to kind of just provide some type of peer support for them.
The West Tennessee Health Parkinson's Support Group has been around since the mid-2000s. Wood says one of the biggest problems the group faces are people not wanting to get help or reach out due to shame.
When people have Parkinson's disease, a lot of times people don't want to come out. And they kind of, it causes them to want to more or less be home or be to themselves because they end up being a lot of times ashamed of what it is they're going through.
Wood says the shame usually stems from people not having the ability to be as useful as they once were.
You don't feel like you can do as much for your family. You may have been the breadwinner, the provider, and now that you have Parkinson's, you're more limited to having to be home off work quite a bit.
If you are worried your loved one may have Parkinson's, there are some signs that you can look for that could indicate the disease.
Things like tremors, things that are more visible to other people, difficulty talking, difficulty eating, swallowing, difficulty with movement. And they may, kind of shuffle when they walk now instead of being able to walk as well as they used to.
In Jackson for NBC 39 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
That group meets on the fourth Tuesday of each month at the Highland Park Conference Center located at 617 West Forest Avenue in Jackson. For more information about that support group, you can contact Nina Woods. That number on your screen, 731-541-6930.
Right now, the American Heart Association is getting ready for Jackson to come together and hear its big plans for the new year. In a campaign kickoff, the American Heart Association and special guests will meet tomorrow morning for the West Tennessee at Heart Breakfast. The association will give details about its two biggest development campaigns coming up this year. It's Go Red for Women Dinner and the West Tennessee Heart Walk.
When I bring a community together to kick off campaigns, it's to get them engaged. It's to give them that opportunity. It's to make that ask. It's to allow them the chance to fight back against heart disease, the #1 killer of all people, and stroke, the number 5 killer.
The Go Red for Women dinner takes place on March 22nd, but National Wear Red Day for Women is coming up soon. That date is February 2nd. The West Tennessee Heart Walk at Union University will be held at Union University on June 22nd. All events aim to raise local awareness and funds for heart disease and stroke.
Police in Benton, Kentucky are still trying to determine a motive in yesterday's high school shooting that left 2 students dead and 18 others injured. The alleged 15-year-old shooter's identity is being withheld and court records are sealed because he's a minor, but officials are asking that he be charged as an adult. If that happens, his name would become public. Police say he walked into Marshall County High School just as classes were starting, pulled out a pistol, and began shooting, hitting more than a dozen other students.
I took out my headphones and turned around, and everyone was just broken up. They were running. I saw the flashes from the gunshots, and by that time I was just running.
It took first responders less than 10 minutes to reach the school. Witnesses report seeing the suspect trying to flee after running out of bullets. Police say he was brought into custody without incident. Police have identified the 2 students killed, both 15 years old. Bailey Nicole Holt died at the school. Preston Ryan Cope died of his wounds at the hospital.
More Toys R Us stores will be disappearing in the coming months, including 2 here in Tennessee. The toy store chain, trying to recover from bankruptcy, says it's shutting down 5th of its stores in the U.S. About 180 stores are set to close early February and will continue until mid-April of this year. Stores in Memphis and Nashville are among those closing. The company points out gaps in customer experience during the holiday season, but it pledges to focus on improving shopping experiences both in its stores as well as online.
Switching gears, Chris is back with us once again, and we've been having a pretty mild week so far.
Yeah, we're definitely enjoying temperatures when they can be back above average, that's for sure. And our normal highs are in the upper 40s here this time of year. We made to 50 late this afternoon here in Jackson. Our high temperature at 50, but a cold start this morning, 22. The overnight low. Now milder weather hangs around for the next couple of days as highs get close to 60 Thursday and Friday. Rain moves in over the weekend. We'll talk about that when we come back. And welcome back, everyone. Temperatures today made it back near 50 in much of West Tennessee, at least mid to upper 40s till low 50s in much of our area. That's really where we should be this time in January, even a few degrees above our normal high temperatures. But it was a cold start this morning as our temperatures dropped into the 20s earlier today. And looks like we'll probably stay in the 30s here overnight, or at least upper 20s to low 30s by early tomorrow morning. But I think we're still going to see temperatures very close to 60 here the next couple of days. May get a little windy, though, by the time we get to Friday and our next chance of rain moves in over the weekend. Here's our temperatures for this evening. Then we'll have clear skies out there. We'll drop back to 41 by 7 o'clock, 37 by 9 o'clock, and then back to 35 degrees around 11 o'clock with winds out of the southwest at under 5 miles per hour. So what else can we expect to see here the next couple of days? Well, not quite as cool as temperatures get in the upper 50s and low 60s with lots of sunshine in the forecast on our Thursday. Still being mostly sunny on Friday as temperatures will be mild, probably close to 60 and maybe into the low 60s in some areas, but maybe just a little more breezy. Those winds could pick up a little bit as we head into the day Friday. Our next weather system comes in on Saturday, brings at least periods of rain on Saturday, but looks like it'll pretty much clear out of here by Sunday. And right now, Sunday looking pretty good. Dry weather and sunshine returns as we end the weekend. And then by early next week, it looks like temperatures will get maybe closer to normal, getting back in the upper 40s or low 50s, but still very pleasant as we end January and get ready for the new month of February here in just a week or so. But taking a look at our temperatures outside right now, we have clear skies, 42 already here in Jackson. Our winds out of the north at 10 to 11 miles per hour, producing a little bit of a wind chill. Our current wind chill feeling more like 36 across our area. If you look across the state of Tennessee, then seeing temperatures basically in the upper 30s and low to mid 40s across much of the state. 45 degrees in Chattanooga, 33 degrees in extreme northeast Tennessee and Bristol at 33 degrees. Knoxville at 39. Memphis, clear skies 48, 41 in Union City, and 46 degrees in Savannah. Take a look at our temperatures in around many hometowns overnight tonight. Upper 20s and low 30s by early tomorrow morning. So not quite as cold as we were this morning and really about where we should be for this time in January. We'll look for a low of 31 in Dyersburg, 29 degrees here in Jackson. We'll go for 31 in Lexington, 28 degrees in Paris, and 29 degrees by tomorrow morning with mainly clear skies around Martin. But look at the nice warmth we get into in the afternoon hours of our Thursday. Upper 50s, close to 60 in much of West Tennessee. So looking like a much nicer day out there. Temperatures will be about 10 degrees above our normal high. We'll go for a high of 58 up in Union City, 59 degrees here in Jackson, 57 in Paris, and 58 degrees in Savannah. Again, sunny, and again, not quite as cool either. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, our surface map as we get to your Thursday does show that enjoying that weather across our area. Some milder weather coming back to West Tennessee, that's for sure, as though sunshine will be out there, but some windier weather is off to our west. That's going to bring some winds back to our area on Friday. It's still going to be mild, though. Temperature-wise, will be very close to 60. If not into the 60s. We watch our next system, which is on the west coast of the United States right now, as it moves across the United States and gets to our area on Saturday. That does bring some rain chances and then maybe just slightly cooler weather returning as we end the weekend and get ready for early next week. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Mark's Roofing Company. We'll go for upper 50s to near 60 on Thursday and Friday. Again, with partly to mostly sunny skies around. Here comes that chance of rain on Saturday with the rain around and a few clouds. Temperatures probably staying in the mid 50s. We'll go for 54. A beautiful day on Sunday, though. Lots of sunshine, 57. Our high temperature, again, slightly cooler next week. We do make it back to the near 50 on Monday. Upper 40s by Tuesday, but then by the last day of January on Wednesday, we do see temperatures once again back into the mid 50s. Overnight lows may dip into the 30s and low 20s early next week, but overall, next 7 days as we end January, actually looking very nice across West Tennessee. Temperature-wise, you can't complain being 10 to maybe even 15 degrees above our normal highs, but there are some signs in our computer models, at least longer range computer models, that we could be seeing a cold start to February across our area. Something to keep an eye on for sure, but looking good here next 7 days. But something just keep an eye on. We may see some colder temperatures returning early or late parts of next week.
But how cold are you thinking?
Well, right now, looking 30s for highs is what it's looking like if it gets this cold and gets down here this far. But definitely a lot to still look into, but something to kind of keep an eye on anyway. And of course, if that happens and any type of precipitation that comes along with that would be of the frozen type, of course. Yeah. So again, we're still 10 to 15 days away from that, but still just something to keep an eye on. For
turn the heat back up just a little bit.
Not next couple of days when temperature's close to 60. Get out and enjoy that.
Right. Thanks, Chris.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. day of reckoning for former USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar as he was sentenced to up to 175 years in prison.
The sentence was handed down after a week of emotional testimony from more than 150 women and girls about the sexual abuse they suffered and its impact on their lives. Sarah Dolph has the story.
All rise. After a marathon of heartbreaking testimony, Larry Nassar addressed the women and girls he abused.
I will carry your words with me for the rest of my days.
His statement earned him no sympathy from the judge. Nassar ultimately sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison, a punishment in addition to the 60 years he'd previously been given for child pornography charges.
I just signed your death warrant.
The emotional hearing stretched days longer than originally scheduled as more and more women came forward.
My confidence was shattered and my self-worth was crushed. What I'd hoped was a legitimate medical procedure was in fact a sexual assault.
Rachel Denhollander, one of the first to accuse Nassar, last to speak at his sentencing.
I did it because it was right. No matter the cost, it was right.
Following court,
thank you so much.
Relief at the sentence, but frustration the abuse could have been stopped much earlier.
It's the biggest sexual assault scandal in history, and we should want to know why it happened.
The NCAA now launching an investigation of Michigan State University's handling of the case. And 3 top leaders at USA Gymnastics resigned earlier this week. A formerly trusted doctor behind bars, but the case not over yet.
Stay with your NBC 39 News. Sports is coming up next.
The Tigers, who lost to the Huskies by 48 a few weeks ago, Good evening and welcome back. Today, the Memphis women's basketball team had a chance at redemption when they hosted top-ranked UConn, who came into action today as one of 2 remaining undefeateds in all the land. The Tigers, who lost to the Huskies by 48 a few weeks ago, played an uninspired game in front of one of the most raucous atmospheres they've played in this year, with over 1,000 elementary students packing the Elma Rome Fieldhouse. The Tigers were non-competitive from the jump, falling behind by 16 after 1 quarter before scoring single digits in each of the next 2 quarters in the 57-point slaughtering. Memphis was held to 30% shooting as they dropped to 7-13. They'll play Wichita State next on Saturday. UT senior infielder Megan Gregg has been named to the preseason All-SEC team today. Gregg was selected as the SEC Player of the Year last season and was a top 3 finalist for the USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year last year as well. Gregg was the Lady Vols' top offensive player last season, ranking first on the team with a .437 batting average, 15 home runs, 79 RBI, just to name a few. Tennessee opens the season February 8th when they play Boise State. The Nashville Predators entered last night's game against the Lightning, riding a 5-game winning streak. The Preds and the Lightning traded goals in the first period and went into the first intermission tied up at 2. PK Subban scored on the power play to give Nashville a 3-2 lead after the second, but the Lightning would even it up late in the third to send the game into overtime. A minute 45 into the extra period, Tampa Bay would net the game winner, snapping the Preds' 5-game win streak. They'll be back at it tomorrow night against the Devils of New Jersey. LeBron James has reached a new milestone. The 3-time NBA champ and 4-time most valuable player became the youngest player in NBA history to score 30,000 regular season points. The historic shot actually gave the Akron native 30,001 points in his stellar 15-year career. At the 33-year-old joins Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone and Dirk Nowitzki as the only players to crack the 30,000-point threshold. 14-time major champion Tiger Woods looking to regain his form following back fusion surgery last April. After the 4th back surgery of his career, Woods played a practice round today at Torrey Pines in prep for his first tournament back. 7-time champion of the Farmers Insurance Open looked relaxed and kind of looked like his old self touring the South Course back 9. Woods left the course after the 9-hole round and dove into when he could return to the tour full time.
I mean, I haven't played, and I got to start somewhere and try and get my game and my feels, back. I just really haven't played tournament golf basically since Wyndham of 2015. It's been a long time, and so. I just want some starts. I want to start feeling what it feels like to be out here and hit shots, grind out scores.
Woods will tee off the first round of the tournament tomorrow at 10:40. Pizza Hut is teaming up with former Bears kick and punt returner Devin Hester to offer Americans free pizza, but there's a catch. The pizza giant will offer free medium pizzas if any player in Super Bowl 52 scores a touchdown in under 14 seconds. Now, back in 2007, Hester set the record for the fastest touchdown in the Super Bowl, clocking in at 14 seconds on his 92-yard kickoff return for a score. To qualify for the pizzas, customers must sign up for Pizza Hut's Rewards. Members will be available to redeem the free treat between February 8th and 11th.
Wouldn't it be awesome if both teams agreed to let one person score within the first 14 seconds just for this?
It would be awesome. Like maybe if the Eagles could get that, just to maybe give them a leg up or something.
What are the chances of that happening?
Probably
slim to
0.
none, but yeah. Hey, there's a chance. Zach, thanks. We're back right after this.
Taking a final look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Mark's Roofing Company. A cold start to your Thursday, but we get back to upper 50s by Thursday afternoon, 60 on Friday. A little rain moves in by Saturday.
Not too bad. Thanks,
Looking
Chris.
pretty good.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you for your late show.
Follow us online, like us on Facebook, and visit our website, WNBJTV.com.